Hello everyone and welcome to EFM Presents. I am today's host, ScrewLoose, and on the docket is the review for IDW's MLP main series comic, issue number 13, The Adventure of the Salty Sea Mare, Part 1! In this first installment, we join the main six on their first seaborne adventure, and, well, as the title would suggest, we are introduced to pirates! Yes, pirates! The first bad guys in the series that aren't about taking over the world. To them, it's all about the bits. The head bad guy of the arc is a pirate captain named Hoofbeard, who bears, well, striking resemblance to another pirate of more Disney fame than pony fame, but is lacking his trademark drunken swagger. However, what he does have is an insatiable desire for treasure, and he will scour the world to find it. Well, speaking of world, this miniseries will be another world expander, a personal favorite of mine, because we get to see more of Equestria, filling in the edges of the map, as it were. And this is one of the greatest advantages of the comics, to expound on areas only briefly mentioned in the show, or to introduce entirely new characters and locales that the 24-minute episodes just simply don't have time for. For example, we get to see the colorful town of Galapagos Island, and it would seem to me that either the inhabitants have a timeshare here, or they have cousins or relatives who live in Ponyville. Let's hope they flesh that out in the next issue. We also get to see individual character development. Fluttershy in this issue seems almost smothering in her protection of Gil, her pet that she is releasing into the wild, to the point where she is actually trying to rescue him from, well, being a fish. Now, there's a concurrent storyline in this comic, and as anyone would suspect from a comic with pirates as the theme, there be treasure to be foinden. And where there be pirates, there most certainly be swashbuckling sword fights, which actually play out pretty well for characters without any hands. The comic leaves on a cliffhanger till next issue, and as such I will leave my final judgments of both story arcs till then. However, I do have some thoughts thus far. As I said, I adore world expansion, and deeper character development is an absolute must. Where I feel the comic may be coming up short is a lack of a lived-in environment. As we've seen in some of the other issues, almost every bit of the page is filled with something to see, and pop references fill nearly every inch of each panel. Well, not that this necessarily detracted from the storyline, and there seemed to be some nifty little inclusions from the fandom. M.A. Larson, I'm looking in your direction. However, the characters themselves were spot on in their expressiveness, and the way they were drawn, and how they interacted with each other, more than made up for what I think was lacking in the environmental detail. Some extra thoughts. Personally, I think the Cook-Price team-up seems to be the best product that has been put out by IDW. The fact that they include pop culture references, both current and old, I mean, including a bunch of references from the 80s, where most of us are children of the 80s, so they need to add stuff that speaks to us personally. And it is this lived-in environment that allows us to become part of the story. Look at any Pixar movie. They include little tiniest of nuances, where the pencil case is, where the pencil sharpener is, how the papers are stacked. It feels like the world is actually living and breathing and evolving, not just kind of a stage set. And the storyline was perfect. Each character lived up to their in-show counterpart. They didn't act outside of the realm of possibility. Fluttershy, for example, yeah, she could be overbearing. I mean, look in the Grand Galloping Gala episode. She so wanted to help and be friends with the animals at the castle. Almost to the point of actually capturing them just so that she could love them. And the inclusion of the Alicorn Twilight, now this may be a little bit more spoilery, but the fact that she wasn't going to be a princess that your princess is in another castle, the fact that she lashed out, that she protected herself and her friends, lived exactly into what the in-show counterpart would be and do. My final thoughts? I thoroughly enjoyed the story, and I can't wait to see more seafaring, swashbuckling shenanigans in the next issue. My name is ScrewLoose, and you've just watched EFN Presents. Good night, everybody.
Being a pirate is horrid to me. Do what you want, 'cause a pirate is free. You are a pirate. I are a who in the past. Stinky, deep, and fast. Hang the black pack at the end of the mast. You